breakfast show. Forecasting this morning, we just heard from Paul Richards with our news brief. Wendell Stephen will join us. Ruben is in the background. Richard Raghubar saying he'll be in. And of course, my name is Steve Khan. We'll keep you company until 9 o'clock this morning. Let's take a look at a WT, see what's happening. Traffic and weather-wise, we'll start off with traffic. Nothing to tell you about. Nothing. All right? Nothing. Just get into Piarco lights and you head westbound, get a little volume. That's about it. Take a look at weather for Trinidad and Tobago. Met Office has not updated it yet, so I'll give you what they said yesterday. Partly cloudy and cloudy with periods of showers in the medium, 40 to 60% chance of a few heavy showers or thunderstorms. Gusty winds and street flash flooding are possible. There is a mild to moderate concentration of Sahara dust in our atmosphere. All right, it is 26 degrees on both Piarco International Airport and Crown Point in Tobago. It is 19 with a drizzle, in Toronto. Miami, 27 and clear. Orlando, cloudy and 25. New York, partly cloudy and 22. Atlanta, you're clear, 21. London, cloudy and 16. Tampa, 27 and cloudy. Washington, D.C., same, and 21. All right. Of course, let's see you send us hellos first thing this morning via our mobile app and website and on YouTube. Let's see. First off the gate is got Celia out of Valencia, followed by Rena Boodoo Jennings, DJ Ray out in Delaware, Oliver Man Warren, good morning. Miss Ingrid in Tucson, Arizona, good morning to you as well. Maria Marva, Carol Guevara, and Dennis. All right, good morning to you all. Marcia Rock on YouTube, good morning to you. Anthony Tinto out in Canada, in Ontario, Canada, good morning to you as well. And let me say good morning, good out to Paul Richards. Good morning to you, my friend. How you doing?
Morning, Steve. Morning, everyone. Good Monday morning to you all.
Yes, it is Monday, the 24th day of July. One more weekend will be the last day of the month, and July would come and gone. The holidays for the kids. Yeah, almost 1 month into it already, halfway through. It's just flying, bro. It's just flying.
This year is going pretty quickly.
Yeah, boy. Evie and myself was talking about that this morning. Just moving quickly. It is
pretty much. It was a quiet weekend in Trinidad and Tobago. Relatively quiet. Let me say relatively quiet.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that.
It wasn't as tumultuous this past weekend. It was, when we do have 5 and 4 winners, we have to say, thank God.
Yeah, I think we had 4
this weekend.
Yeah, a couple in La Joquita, St. Augustine, and one more somewhere. I'll find it.
I didn't see any of those reported.
Yeah, let me find it.
You like social media news?
No, I no, it's not that. Londonville got one. Yeah, Londonville. Where's this one? This one happened somewhere in Rosilac. There is one. A Tunapuna.
Your mic is muted, by the way.
Eastern.
Morning, gentlemen. Morning, Paul. Morning, Steve. Morning, Richard. Yeah. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and morning to our international listeners and viewers. It's Monday morning in Trinidad and Tobago, as I'm sure it's in all other parts of the world, most other parts of the world.
A woman's body found in a river. Yeah. Yes, it was a bit busy, but not as bad as before. Yes, good morning, Wendell. How you doing? How's your cricket?
Mike, well, you see, this morning I deliberately put on blue because I decided I'm feeling blue enough to express certain concerns. I didn't sleep much last night. I don't know. I have too much on my mind, I guess. And I guess the cricket is one of those things that's on my mind.
Yeah.
I was so very disappointed in West Indies yesterday,
You
but
know,
I
you
still
say
have
that
hope.
every time, eh? Every time they hit the pitch, you say, I'm so disappointed.
I still have hope. I still have hope today, because the weather changed yesterday, of course, and
Mhm.
I ended up leaving the Queen's Park Oval, but West Indies would have stood up at the end of the day to give a credible performance and hopefully, put up a good fight today and not crumble like they did yesterday
Well,
to at
let me
least
let the
bring the.
folks.
Hmm?
India batted, made 438. And then West Indies went into the crease. They made 255, losing the last 5 wickets for 20 something runs.
Mm-hmm.
India went back in for their second innings, made 181 for two declared. And at stumps yesterday, the West Indies was 76 for two, and they trailed by 289 runs. I mean, I was the Oval on Friday, just for like an hour and a half. I really went for food. And it's quite disappointing. And I mean, if there were 500 people even in the Oval was plenty. It was just, you know, people will take on cricket again. They'll probably go for the 1 days if we have any. I think we do have in Taruba. But yeah, poor spectator participation at the Oval over the last 4 days. Today will be the fifth day. So remember the days when no matter what kind of cricket, the Oval was sold out. No, yeah, ain't gonna see them at all. They're gonna lose.
Anyway, I also visited my first band launch in 20 something years or more. I finally accepted one of Tribe's invitation to attend the band launch.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the Savannah. It was almost like going CIC Fete, St. Mary's Fete. It was the settings and so on, the service. It really was an experience. So thank you, Dean Akin. Thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. What I was amazed at was some of the technology that they use in the Fed. They gave you this band to put on your hand before you entered when you entered the Fed, a band that lit up with an LED light in it. It's almost shaped like a watch, and I realized after, well, when you went in the Fed, it was lighting already, but after everybody's band went off, the whole place got nobody's band was lit. And then I said, these people are controlling these bands. And when the show started, everybody band came on the same color, and then for the rest of the show, it was lighting according to everybody's band was lighting the same way and the same pattern. I say, well, they are controlling these bands on
That's very
everybody.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah?
That must look really great.
Yeah, if you see how this thing looked.
Well, I think they're taking it. I saw it in Jean-Michel Jarre's music festival in France already, where the crowd becomes part of the light spectacle.
Right.
When the lights on the bands, and there's some people use sticks too, which are also controlled from a central point, and so the whole stadium or arena lights the same colors.
Right. I was really amazed at that, because as I say, I don't go these things too much, and I haven't been to a band launch, as I say, in a long time. But I really was amazed at that technology, how they did that, because it looked so very, very pretty, So well done, Tribe.
It was sold out event though. I mean, it was a free event from what I could see.
Yeah.
Was it free?
Well, I don't know. I don't think so. No, because it was where I went. I got invited to the VIP area.
But then there was bands only for VIP, but I think it was a kind of open thing because it was that Adam Smith Square, not so?
No. This was in the Savannah, the paddock in the Savannah.
Oh, this was in Paddock. Okay.
Yeah, right. The one at Adam Smith Square was Friday. I didn't go to that one.
That's Lost Tribe.
That was Lost Tribe one.
Okay.
But then all the bands came together on Saturday to do their band launch. That's Tribe, Rogue, Hearts, Bliss. They all did their thing at the Paddock on the Savannah, and it was packed to capacity. You know,
good for them. I think the
Nat
Ken and Donaki Maharaj, and they have revolutionized the art of carnival merchandising and carnival organization, and they've done a really, really amazing job with that. So
I was thoroughly impressed, you know, and as I said,
and the organization is so amazing. They almost you could see they walk through every second of the event.
Yeah. Yep.
Your voice is going ahead of your mouth. I don't know what's going on with your bandwidth this morning. When you're in a hotel, you're okay. When you're home, I keep telling you change your crappy internet. Months we tell you change your crappy internet.
And it's happening every time now. I'm noticing it every time now.
You have a bandwidth issue.
Let me change.
You have really bad internet. That's what it is. Because when you're outside the country in a hotel, you're fine. What time are you telling that, Steve?
I don't know. We keep telling them what to do, but nothing.
Over and over, we telling you that. It take long till that's why you get in trouble so much. Gosh.
Yeah. I don't know because I have an extender. I have my Wi-Fi upstairs. The main box is upstairs, and I have an extender.
Wendell, you explained this to us on a million occasions. It is the internet service provider. You don't have to tell us what it is again. Whatever it is, we don't need to hear it again. It is not working. Okay? You can just don't explain it again. Please don't explain it again. God. You can explain it every time we hear bad internet?
No, but it really annoys me, eh? It really annoys me.
And think about us. It annoys you, it annoys us more.
Yeah.
If your bedroom life used to buffer like that, you'd have been a mess.
And it doesn't.
Imagine you throw a stroke at the stroke when you reach in 7 seconds later.
And I have a dimmer light, so you
don't need to know all of that. We don't need to know all of that. We don't need to know all of that. Please. It's Monday. Rains are down by me.
Is it?
I saw some formations put up on social media over the weekend. They're watching 2 formations. They haven't organized enough yet for them to name them, but they're watching them. You all tell me if this is something recent. All right, I'm going to share something now with international sporting correspondent, former national goalkeeper Shaka Hislop. Is this recent?
This is yesterday.
He's not gone on the tour of Japan. What have you said?
Yeah, Shaka Hislop collapses on live TV.
Yeah, that happened yesterday.
What's that about?
He collapsed. He didn't say his statement. He gave a statement after, that he's all right,
Of Japan. What have you said? Shaq.
His face got bruised up and so on.
From PSG, he's not gone on the tour of Japan. What have you said?
Yeah, but afterwards he said he was all right and this and that. What really happened there, we don't know. I'll have to find out more.
Yeah, you probably never know, Because if they didn't say it, if he didn't say it right away, you'll probably never know what really happened.
It looks like he had a blackout of some kind.
Yeah.
Because he actually looked like he went unconscious even before he hit the ground, eh?
Yeah, he lost it, and then his legs gave out.
Yeah.
So that's the weirdest thing I see. I mean, this is new or this is old?
No, that happened yesterday.
But he said he's okay. Shaka Hislop said he's okay.
There's another video, Paul, with his co-presenter speaking and assuring people that he's all right.
No, I don't have that.
You have it there, Paul. You have it already.
How do I have it? You sent it for me?
Ruben sent them this morning news group.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have a voice note from his brother Kuna. I'm gonna send to you.
That was the weirdest thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it was scary. A lot of people started posting on it late last night on Facebook. Because the video started to share late last night. You know?
It was very weird. I didn't know if it was new or if it was something that started back recirculating after it happened sometime ago.
Happened. I don't even know where it happened. But that was yesterday.
It was a game, I think, between AC Milan and somebody.
Yeah, this has this one actually is a better angle.
Responding well and he feeling much better. All right. I guess he or me or I will keep you all informed tomorrow as I get more information. But yeah, you're doing fine so far and doing good. Thanks a lot.
So I just sent you a voice note from his brother Kuna.
We heard the one you just played, so.
Oh, you heard it from there? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we heard.
So you need to be careful. You need to be careful when you're playing your stuff. We could hear it too.
No, I thought I had it far enough away from the mic. Sorry.
Well.
Yeah, okay.
I know where you get in trouble, you know. I now see why you get in so much trouble.
I'm too honest and I have nothing to hide.
Oh my God. I just now see why you get in so much trouble.
Yeah. I'm too
honest. Oh my God. You thought you had the photograph from the mic as a microphone, though.
Is it as a box-to-box midfielder? Is it behind the strikers usually starts?
Yes.
But he's not here parallel to Benzema.
No. There is a certain player at the moment who is currently playing for PSG who kind of suits that role, doesn't he? Obviously, so much speculation about Kylian Mbappe, about whether or not he's going to Real Madrid this summer. He's been left behind. He's on the naughty step from PSG. He's not gone on the tour of Japan.
That is addressed before.
Yeah.
To Benzema.
No. There is a certain player at the moment
that
who is
the weirdest
thing.
Probably ever going to get
suits that role, doesn't he? Obviously, so much speculation about Kylian Mbappe, about whether or not he's going to Real Madrid this summer. He's been left behind. He's on the naughty step from PSG. He's not gone on the tour of Japan. What have you seen?
But I'll tell you, the smile never left his face.
Yeah,
that's true. He kept smiling all the way down.
Yeah,
if you're gonna faint away, that's why you faint away.
It was scary looking, huh?
Yeah.
And because Shaka is what, 6'5" or something, so he's pretty
like
tall.
About 6'3", because about the same height as me.
Right. So, but they say his face got bruised and so on because he would have hit the ground, huh?
Yeah. But thank God his co-host was in front of him to kind of break the fall.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, because he kind of broke the fall, so he didn't fall that quick, just toppled over. So
yeah.
Anyway, speaking of, well, let me not say that. Let me put a full stop and then start a new sentence.
Go ahead.
New political development on the horizon tonight. Jack Warner is expected to watch Wendell face.
That's another reason, because that's another reason why I wore blue today.
Your face contorted. Jack Warner is expected to hit the stage at the Center of Excellence when the UNC has a political meeting this evening. Yeah. So you will have Jack Warner, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, and Gary Griffith on the same stage.
I'm sure you have that video too. I'm sure you have those videos too of Kamala Prasad-Bissessar talking about Jack and Jack talking about Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. Because they've been going wild and viral whole weekend.
You know the internet going again, right? So you're not going one way, you're always going the next way. So you need to fix the internet before you set up on.
But are you hearing me? That's the more important one.
I know that's the more important one, but yes, we're hearing you.
Yeah, I'm fed up of this thing. I mean, unless I could go.
No, you're not fed up because you still wouldn't change it. You're not fed up at all.
I know how
I'll fix it. You will complain about it in 2 months again.
I know how I'll fix it. It'll just change my background. Hold a second. Let me take off my camera while I talk to you. Right. Are you hearing me?
Yes, loud and clear, sir.
Right. Good. So I'm gonna move from where I was. So Jack Warner and Gary Griffith has rejoined with Kamala Persad-Bissessar. Something that I guess in politics it happens, you know. You didn't think it would happen because of the kind of acrimony that they had between them. You understand? You didn't think it would happen, but it has happened.
Why you didn't think it would happen?
Yeah?
You didn't think it would happen?
No, I didn't think it would happen. I
was absolutely sure it was going to happen.
But I didn't think it would happen with Gary.
You know why? You know why? I knew it was going to happen.
Why?
You ever heard the old saying, "The enemy of my enemy is my friend"?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I've heard that.
You ever heard that saying? Right. And politics made strange bedfellows. Well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I've heard that, as I say, many
times. People can fall out until they perceive an enemy bigger than their personal angst against each other. And I'm using the word enemy. I use the word enemy very, very guardedly. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a political enemy here.
And that is probably what is, how I should put it. I don't know, for people who are independent of the politics, people who are neither PNM or UNC or ILP or NTA, they will be looking on at this and saying, this can't be what we envision for the country, that because you hate a person and a party so much, that you would put aside all the acrimony and all the issues.
You're saying so. Maybe they found a way to get past the differences to move forward.
But I can't see it being genuine.
Well, Jack Warner has said he will say tonight on the platform why he has decided to rejoin with Mrs. Persad-Bissessar. He said that is what he will focus on tonight.
Well, I guess so, because people
I just hope tonight is not tonight.
People will want to know why.
Well, it's clear to me why. There's a local government election looming. We are not naive to the politics. It is on August 14th. Gary Griffith, first, who had an acrimonious falling out with Mrs. Persad-Bissessar in 2015, when I can't, and I don't want to be inaccurate to the man. Either he was fired or he left or he resigned. One of the two. I could never remember.
He was fired.
As National Security Minister, because he did not want to go along with a particular move. Let me put it that way, right? Related to now that shortly thereafter fired AG Ananam Logan, right?
Yep.
Am I accurate there?
You're accurate.
And he said Mr. Griffith said he left because his personal integrity was more important than any position. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Right. I remember that much, that he said, I will not compromise my personal integrity to stay in a position. So he left, and Gavin, somebody became National Security Minister after. Can't remember. This was just before the 2015 election anyhow, right? And then Gary Griffith, a couple of weeks ago, rejoined Mrs. Persad-Bissessar, right? And Jack Warner has since 2015 been speaking, but as a matter of fact, I think his contribution on the national space may have in some way contributed to Mrs. Persad-Bissessar not being able to win in 2015 and 2020. Am I wrong?
Well, Jack Warner, not, Paul, you being kind when you're saying his contributions on the national stage. He was vitriolic against her.
But I know I have you here, so I know you'll fill in the blanks.
Okay, no problem.
Right? I can be benign. I know that you will add the seasoning to it.
I don't know if you're brave enough to play some of the videos.
If you send them to me. And I know you want the campaign this morning, but I don't have the videos downloaded.
No, let me tell you something, yeah?
Jack Warner. So let me finish. So now that August 14th is about, is it 24th, 20 days away, right? And the campaign is heating up. It is not the usual local government type of campaign. It has taken on more akin to a national election campaign, because the PNM is out every week, the UNC is out every week, NTA is walking the floor. I saw Watson Duke in my area yesterday walking around. Philip Alexander is out there. There are men there. This is the first local government election I have seen so keenly contested in decades. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong either.
And the internet working better now, closer up upstairs, so you better do upstairs there.
Yeah,
upstairs
I went back to where the box is in my bed.
Right. You know, you work close, but better closer to the box. Come on, the breaks in from bring close to the box. Stay close to the box. all you need is some light now. I know that bedroom dim out and thing for obvious reasons, right? But so now it's not surprising. That's my point. It's not surprising. This is all politics all over the world.
Mm-hmm. No,
it's politics all over the world. The objective is to win seats or divisions or districts and to unseat incumbents. And hold on to what you have. And hold on to what you have. That's the objective. So let's not play with naive and oh my God, how they could come back together. And come on.
But Paul, and that's why I said, for the people who are not aligned, politically aligned, they will ask those questions.
And out of the 1.1 million electorate, that is the minority.
Well,
because you have 300,000 UNC and 300,000 PNM on average, right? That is 600,000 out of the 1.1 million. Right. It have about, and this is the electorate, those eligible to vote. It have about, I would say about 150,000 who are voting no matter what. They don't care, they don't business. For religious reasons, apathy, their business.
Right.
So it is the minority who are on the line that you're talking about here.
So, but you're still up to 350,000. 350,000 is more than 300 and 300, you know.
But it is not more than 600,000.
Agreed. But that is the amount of voters that keeps or puts somebody in power, you know. Those are the people who puts or keep somebody in power.
Them ain't coming out for the local government election.
Paul, you can't say that. You can't say that because you know what?
I say that based on the voter turnout in the past 4 or 5 local government election. I can say that.
Right. So okay, you say that, and I'm going to say something else. I'm saying that they will look at this and say either they agree that they dislike Dr. Rowley and they dislike the PNM enough to get him to send him a message, or they will say this has to be the craziest amalgamation of people I ever see after all what they say about one another, and we are going to not vote for that and vote against that. There are people who are going to say that.
So when you're done with somebody, you're done. You ain't going back at all.
Well, yeah, I think it's kind of obvious.
I don't know. It's only Richard know your business.
No, with me, with a LeBron, I don't know if all LeBrons like me, but I'm telling you, once that scale tips, you going on the lower end and you're going to fall off. I'm sure about that.
You'll get pushed off.
Oh, you'll get pushed off. One way or the other. But I'm saying, Gary Griffith sends me messages every day. He sent me a video yesterday, with he and Anil hugging up. I say, I'm messaging back in it because most times I don't respond. I say, Anil of all people, nah, man. He sent back a laugh. You understand? Because, oh, goodness me. Come on. You can't hate Dr. Rowley so much that you're willing to go back with Anil Roberts and them to get rid of Dr. Rowley. The same Dr. Rowley who gave you that opportunity, right, to become a commissioner of police in this place, right? Yes, he took it away from you, but he gave
you take it away from him. Where's your point?
But I'm just saying, you hate him so much now.
But why you keep saying this about his politics?
Nah, Paul. Sorry, I'm different.
Well, we have different perspectives. I'm not totally what's the word, alien to your perspective, because I think a lot of it has to do with coming together to oust the PNM / Dr. Rowley. It is politics. That is the name of the game. Hold on to what you have and try to make incursions into what the other people have.
But it is about
So
Dr. Rowley.
my suggestion for the question this morning is, do you think Jack Warden reuniting with the UNC will have an impact in the local government election? But let's go into the newspapers for now. Okay? Do you have any physical copies?
No, I don't have any.
Right.
I want to talk about you two, and that procurement vote over the weekend, I want to talk about that.
Talk about it now. Let's go.
Because that's another reason why I'm wearing blue this morning. I'm saying Paul Richards would have gone to the Senate and espoused certain values and certain opinions, certain recommendations. You get calm Ember to admit he listened to you and made it change, and then you abstain from voting?
Like I told our caller a couple of weeks ago, good morning, Richard. When the president puts you vote how you want.
I hear you, but I'm just
right?
saying.
And you do not know because, and I appreciate the minister's concessions, but I am a firm believer in the affirmative resolution, and that's all I will say.
Okay.
You know what I didn't understand? You know what I didn't understand about those amendments, Paul, maybe you could clear it up before we get into newspapers and stuff. The issue of the threshold. I know initially the government had indicated that threshold of $1 million and less, which is what existed prior with the Central Tenders Board, was going to be exempt, I think was the word they used, from the procurement regulations as under Procurement Act. But in the amendments, I think they shifted it to something else. They called it
it's 10 million.
So let me explain. There was a pervasive view that in terms of procurement of goods and services, and the minister also promised to come back to the Liberty part that hasn't been dealt with yet, that nothing should be absolutely exempt, but can be exempted if we go through the regulator who is appointed to oversee the whole regime. You understand? So while the minister in his initial proposition had put in clauses 3 and 5, and it had implications to clause 4, the minister will, and I'm just paraphrasing here, I can't remember exactly what it was, on consultation with the OPR, the Office of Procurement Regulator, make these regulations for areas and sectors and items, including the $1 million, that may be exempted, right? My contention was that meant nothing to me, because when I see in consultation with, I could call Richard Agubasing and say, hey, give me 3 tickets now. Okay, we consult, I get 3 tickets. The OPR there's no obligation for the OPR to agree. And the minister had the final say. So the in consultation with means nothing.
But that changed, didn't it?
It changed. The minister changed it to in agreement with. Right. So now if the OPR doesn't agree, it doesn't go through, because you can't put a minister in charge of those regulations alone with full remit.
But that still doesn't answer. That's sudden.
So now the implications to clause 4, which is the $1 million, is that the OPR, because I asked him specifically when he's running up, the OPR also has to agree to the $1 million exempt, whatever the minister feels or suggests or recommends should be subject to that $1 million exemption. So it's still there, but the OPR still also has to agree.
But you know what? How it read to me, Paul? It read to me like parliamentarians confuffling the entire issue. And from a practical point of view,
let me tell you why it was important. Let me tell you why it's important. It's important because
the importance of the agreement, etc. But I still think there should be a threshold that does not apply to the procurement regulations in the way.
And I'm going to explain why that $1 million exemption is important. Because there is a history in some administration of people using that $1 million to give out contracts to their friends and family under $1 million. So the OPR still has some remit over it. It's not that entertainers, for example, or those kind of specialized services will not be subjected. Those regulations will be proffered by the minister or the line ministries through the Minister of Finance, and the OPR will approve it. It's not to confront it. It's another check and balance to avoid corruption.
It still doesn't, and I think for a lot of public sector people, it just became politicians playing with words. Because from a practical point of view, it still means that the rules apply if I have to go and buy a bottle of coffee. And
no, it doesn't. All those administrative things will end up on the administrative list in each ministry. So that doesn't have to go through the process again once it ends up on the regulations.
Mm-hmm.
So once it ends up on the regulation, it's for all the time. It's not for every time you need it. You understand?
I understand what you're saying, but I am cautious and maybe a little jaded.
Yeah, and you know why? Because of our experiences in this country, you have to be really fine-tuned with these things. Because people will find ways to exploit it.
Work practically is going to become an issue.
We shall see. And the minister insisted he kept the negative resolution for exactly what you're talking about. He didn't want to have to go to Parliament to get these things done quickly because they're administrative things.
I always say you cannot fix dishonesty, so you can't fix it. You could try to put checks and
balances in place.
But if there's a dishonest person there, they will find ways. So
just
make sure you get people of integrity.
But you still can be absent of our history in this country regarding procurement.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But you should have voted against it then.
No, I didn't have any.
When the president puts you vote how you want. When the president puts you vote how you want.
When
the put you on the government bench, you vote how you want.
Richard, this vile attack on me this morning. What is this?
I don't have any physical newspapers this morning, guys.
It is Monday, the 24th of July. But the minister did make some concessions, which we appreciate. Well, I appreciate because I think it tightened it up a lot. Let's go to the start. Let's start with the Guardian. I'll have to use the online versions. Guardian for Monday, 24th July. Jack to join UNC NTA on stage, and a picture of Khadija Amin looking stunningly beautiful at the UNC meeting yesterday, making the announcement. Jack will later say why he's rejoining. Alexander has moved on Warner. So I don't know what that means. I ain't going into the story. That's Philip Alexander. Body of worker killed in accident brought back for funeral. Man beaten during Grandy home invasion. Over 30 bullets fired at food vendor killed in St. Augustine. That was a really oh my God. I don't know. Right? Opposition, Smith's appointment to disrespect a woman. I saw somebody interviewed him at the TIC over the weekend, said he was appreciative of the position, the new position. The hawker teen gunned down while making food delivery. WASA, one political party falsely taking credit for its work. And pensioner dies in fire, wife hospitalized. Let me move now to the Express. Lotto jackpot rolls to 11 million. Angry and hurt, says the lone pariah diving tragedy survivor Christopher Boudram and relatives of the deceased divers expressed their pain and disappointment that $15 million has been spent in the inquiry so far. Synonym promises ease up for Chaguanas, traffic ease up for Chaguanas, and local migrant youth take part in cricket initiative. Napa shut due to AC problem. A new breakthrough in type 2 diabetes fight. Let me move now to the Newsday Online for today. They're killing innocents. Teen killed while delivering food. Really tragic story. Massey employee's body brought home after more than a month. FIFA and TTFA host referee assistance program for match officials. Keezel Jackson survives head-on collision in Aruba. She put on social media she's okay. And in Dancing, Daryl Smith's new appointment, a slap in the face to all women. So those are trending stories in New Express.
Rudy
Guardian.
He wanted saying that.
For today, Monday, the 24th of July, 2023.
All right. And before we get into this morning's poll, let me give you the results of our poll from Friday. Friday, we asked you, do you think Akil Abdullah is a credible witness? That was our poll on Friday. Results are in. 68% said no. 68% said no. All right.
Good morning to the over 100 viewers on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah. I just say that. Let me say good morning to all those watching us on YouTube this morning. Let's say good morning, good night to Rambo, Mrs. R. Carlisle Cupid, Gloria Gray, Ms. Maloney, Brenda Isaac. Good morning to you. Also on our mobile app and website. Good morning to GNC Auto Security, Trinity in Boston. Good morning to you. All right.
So my suggestion for the question this morning is, do you think Jack Warner's reuniting with the UNC will make a difference in the upcoming local government election on August 14th?
Mm-hmm. So
is that amenable to you?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. In short, can Jack help Kamala win again? That's really what it is.
Would you want me to change it to that?
Well, it could simplify it.
I actually find that's a better format for the question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can Jack help Kamala win again?
I'm a bit verbose.
That's all right. The doctor politics now. Look, I come out to swing this morning, and then I say, let me behave myself and put on blue and chill out.
But I've heard about your ability to swing. So
come on.
I'm glad
God loves you.
Let's go back to our poll before this conversation gets out of hand.
Is that okay?
That's fine. Is it up as yet?
Yes, it is.
I know you're accustomed hearing that. Is it up as yet? But
oh, Lord. You'll be yourself and not people like all in. So our morning poll, do you think Jack Warner will help?
I'm more accustomed to is it up still?
Do you think Jack Warner will help, you forgot how to verb, will help Kamala Bissessa win again? That's our poll this morning. And so you can start voting on our poll. 222 Talk, North Americans, 866-525-1099, people on the web and the app. You can also vote by the messaging platforms there. You just have to send in your vote, yea or nay. People in other parts of the planet, you'll be required to put in the code 1-868-222-TALK, 222-8255.
When does it take you, because since Jack and Kamala broke up, she's not been able to win the election. So you're right.
No. And she ain't gonna win this one, I'm sorry.
That's a polluting the poll.
All right. So once again, our morning poll, give us a call, send us a message. We have a couple of calls coming through. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good. Vex.
Yeah. But you can put on yes. You can put on yes, Richard. I know he ain't get to say it, but you could put on yes.
Who is that? Is that Mr. Pinel?
No, that is Mr. Gomes.
No, but he has to say yes or no.
He has to say yes or no.
If you like voter pardon is kicking, you presume what you're not going to say.
Mr.
Voter pardon. You don't know what he's going to say. Please call back.
Call back and say yes.
Mr. Carapo says no. Mm-hmm. Wayne out in Simcoe, Ontario, Canada says no. Rambo says no. Good morning, Jacinta Nicholas. I
know that name from Facebook.
Josie Richardson says my answer to the poll is yes. Carol Guevara says no. Simon Peters, she will never win.
Is that a yes or a no?
I think that is a no.
Okay.
Dennis says no to the poll.
Do you think Jack Warner will help Kamala Bissessa win again?
Simple and to the point.
Maloney says no. Rena Boodoo Jennings, good morning, Rena, says no.
Morning, Zena. I think I know where your vote going to be.
Yeah, we know that one already.
and our friend is it Far Rockaway? No, not Far Rockaway. Somewhere in the US.
Far Rockaway gonna be yes. Far Rockaway gonna be yes.
Why are you all being judgy with our voters?
I like that word, though. I like that word.
You all are having judgy moments that don't reflect well on people's ability to vote however they wish to vote. Because
why are you watching me? Why are you watching me so? Why are you watching me like that?
They will feel like they're being judged.
Why are you watching me like that?
Do you think Jack Warner will help win again?
No money will be faster than draw with the cues.
With what? Why are you looking at me so for?
Why are you looking at me so for?
All right. Slick Money Grip says no. Dave Gosine says no. Mrs. R says no. Kenny out in Harlem says no to the poll. Brenda Isaac also says no. Stretch. I actually got disappointed. No. D says sadly no. Rampage says yes. Dre out in Rio Claro says no. What's the weather like out in Rio Claro? It's raining in Grande and in Toco currently.
Arima is very gloomy. Rain might save West Indies today.
Nothing can save that team.
Well, rain saved Australia because England was going to beat them in that match.
You see, that would be a good game.
Rain saved them.
Watching this game this weekend was like watching grass grow.
You know, this election result will be quite interesting in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
It will be very, very telling in many ways.
I told you already, the UNC going to win what they are accustomed winning. The PNM will win what they are accustomed winning. And the NTA and PEP and PDP will win nothing. And they will go back to cussing one another. That is what's going to happen.
So do you think Jack Warner will help Kamala Persad-Bissessar win again? That's our poll this morning. That would have been some of the news over the weekend. 222 Talk, 222-8255, North Americans. Toll free to you at 866-525-1099. People on the web and the app, you can send your votes via the messaging platforms on those respective platforms. And of course, people on other parts of the planet, 1-868-222-TALK, 222-8255. Do you think Jack Warner will have Kamala Persad-Bissessar win again? That's our poll this morning.
Wendy Ann says no. Dre says it's raining in Rio Claro. Meb says, good morning, guys. No.
It's going to be a rainy day.
Let's grab this call. Good morning.
Good morning, Steve. My answer is no.
All right. Thank you there, Dinsley. 222-8255. Toll free North Americans, 866-525-1099.
You know, if I had to be judgy, I might have said he would say yes, but it's a good thing.
You never know. You never know. Don't prejudge the callers.
I know. I'm happy I didn't do it in this case.
I will only talk for Zena.
And I will only talk for Far Rockaway.
You can't talk for Far Rockaway at all. I don't think Far Rockaway want you to talk for him at all. So we're talking about local government election, which is looming. Later on this evening, at the Center of Excellence, Jack Warner is carded to take the stage with the UNC and Gary Griffith's NTA.
I suppose you all saw the viral video because it was put up, I think, in the Power Breakfast group, or one of you all sent it, with the guy behind the bush and saying the rare species.
Yes.
I thought he was very good.
Yes, it was good.
All right, let's grab another call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning again, gentlemen.
Morning.
This is Sandy Grandi, Mr. Gomes. Let Wendell know that when I have to vote, I vote as I please. I said he could. I didn't say he would.
So is that a yes or no?
So our morning poll, we ask you to say yes or no. Not maybe. Yes or no. That's all, Mr. Gomes. Good morning, caller.
Quarrel with me and still ain't vote properly.
Good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. God bless New York City right now.
Morning, New York.
Good morning. God bless New York City said no.
All right. No, thank you. Good morning.
No.
Ready? All right. 222-8255 North Americans 866-525-1099. Also on YouTube, like Derek Parsons says no.
Is Derek Parsons the guy we would have on from time to time, Paul?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's Derek Cornwall.
Derek Cornwall. Right. Okay. Cornwall.
Yeah. Jacqueline says no. Wendell again, both you have a taint in the poll.
That's all right.
Trini in Boston says no. No, a poll is a poll. Trini in Boston says no. Right.
You could only take a poll.
Again. Our poll. Do you think Jack Warner will help Kamala Persad-Bissessar win again? That's our poll. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, caller. All right. Do you think Jack Warner will help Kamala Persad-Bissessar win again? Yes or no?
So, of course, while we're waiting for votes to stream in, what you're looking at, Miss So Forth, it is on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And, of course, I forgot to mention that the box office at Central Bank Auditorium actually opens from today, 12 noon to 6 p.m. And it will open every day, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily from today. So box office at the Central Bank Auditorium opens today. So you can get your tickets there, especially if you're in the downtown area. What you're looking at me so for this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
That is only Trini construction, eh? Only a Trinidad, you don't understand that construction.
Yeah, what you looking at me so for?
Yeah. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandy Grandy. Yes.
That's all we want, Mr. Gomes. Thank you. That's all. Not a maybe. A yes or a no. It's a poll. Miss Ingrid. Wendell needs to stop influencing the poll.
Miss Ingrid saying that? Miss Ingrid, you can't be serious.
Yeah.
How am I influencing the poll?
She said it's very unprofessional.
What unprofessional about me saying this is hopeless?
Because it's a poll. It's not for you to answer. That's what's going on.
Huh?
It's not for you to answer.
The poll clearly went gone completely in one direction already. They have nothing to influence there. I tease in a couple callers. That's what I'm doing.
Teasing is always get you in trouble.
Well, so be it. So be it. Did Miss Ingrid vote though, by the way?
No. I think, did she? No.
Okay. Well, she needs a vote and leave me alone.
Wow. They're aggressive today, bro.
I tell you, I went blue today because
I see you and Paul have the same. I see you and Paul have the same totem disease.
No, but I'm saying, guys, I could be plenty things. I can't be deceitful, you know. I'm sorry, you know, because look at all this criticism over Daryl Smith, by the UNC and by whomever. Glenn Ramadan saying what he get fired for. You remember? What did he get fired for? Where did he end up after when the UNC lost power? Straight in local government as chairman of Siparia Regional Corporation by the same UNC put him there. Huh?
So our politics doesn't really have high standards.
No, the hypocrisy is what I can't take. When Glenn Ramadan Singh got chairmanship of Siparia, very few people had anything to say.
Well, ultimately that is the thing, Wendell. That in a lot of ways the UNC and the PNM are cut from the same cloth. They do the same things and then they hurl insults at each other.
The difference with Glenn Ramadan Singh and Daryl Smith is Daryl Smith wasn't fired for that. He didn't lose his position for that. Glenn Ramadan Singh did. I need to get
Daryl Smith lost his position for not properly managing public funds.
Exactly.
Don't you think
Glenn
that's
Ramadan
serious?
Singh lost his position.
Do you think that that's serious?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So that's why I'm saying the bar is low for both political parties.
Yeah.
And we move on.
I guess so. But Richard, as I'm saying, if you have a problem with one and you have a problem with the next one, fine. But you can't say nothing about one and then have a problem with the next one. That to me is a level of hypocrisy and deceit that it just upsets me. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, that's the nature of politics, I guess. Politics thrives on that.
All right. Leonard Nightfall says no.
Which is why they always say politics makes strange bedfellows.
It does indeed. Lorna. Good morning, Lorna. Good morning, Indy. Good morning, Carly. Says no to the poll. Central Animal Lover says no to the poll. Junior says yes to the poll. Steve, tell Wendell to relax himself. Take it easy. I just did, Junior. There you go. All right, let's get into our 7 o'clock major news. Here he is.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
Jack Warner scheduled to attend a joint political platform Monday evening with UNC and NTA. Massey Energy confirms the body of deceased employee Alan Lane Ramkisoon is brought back from Colombia. A police officer is charged with assault occasioning bodily harm, and Shaka Hislop said to be okay after collapsing on air before a match between AC Milan and Real Madrid. Details in a moment. This is News to 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. I'm Avril Sintel-Bab. Good morning. The Opposition United National Congress has confirmed that political leader of the Independent Liberal Party, Jack Warner, will attend a joint platform at the Center of Excellence, Macoya, with the head of the National Alliance for Transformation and United National Congress. Member of Parliament for St. Augustine, Khadija Amin, made the disclosure during a news briefing held by the UNC on Sunday at the opposition's Charles Street, Port of Spain office.
We have a big meeting at the Center of Excellence on Monday, where it is a joint platform. You will see the leaders of the NTA, Gary Griffith, the leader of the ILP, Jack Warner, and the leader of the UNC, the Honorable Kamna Prasad Sessa, at the Center of Excellence. That meeting is to announce or to present again the candidates from Tunapuna region. And in Tunapuna region, there are 16 candidates, 4 on NTA tickets and 12 on UNC tickets. And that is another region where you have that collaboration, as we do have in numerous other regions.
Mr. Warner is challenging a legal battle against extradition to the United States of America. At the event, there will be the presentation of candidates for the Tunapuna region for the local government election. 16 candidates will contest the August 14th poll under the special arrangement for the Tunapuna district, 4 for the NTA and 12 for the UNC. The House of Representatives will hold a second extraordinary sitting at the Red House on Monday from 1:30 p.m. to approve amendments made by the Senate to the Public Procurement and Disposal of Property Bill 2023. Parliament was recalled from its current recess to pass the bill after flaws were identified in the Procurement Act. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley argued that the flaws made it almost impossible to govern the country, as state-run entities needed to abide by procurement regulations to even simple office supplies. The bill has been passed in both the House of Representatives and the Senate, and once the Senate's amendments are approved today, it will go to the President for assent and be proclaimed into law. Massey Energy Engineered Solutions Limited has confirmed its deceased employee Alan Lane Ramkisoon was brought back from Colombia on Sunday following the tragic event that occurred at the Naikwan facility in Pointe-a-Pierre on June 15th this year. It says the company continues to support Alan Lane's family and is assisting with funeral and other arrangements. The company also continues to participate in ongoing investigations to determine and understand the cause of the tragic incident. A particular political party currently campaigning for the local government election is purporting to represent the Water and Sewage Authority and is advising members of the public it will make arrangements for works to be undertaken and is taking credit for works that are being done by the authority. WASA says the authority has been inundated with inquiries from members of the public concerning works promised by unauthorized persons. It advises members of the public that no political party or former employee of the authority is authorized to direct the business of the authority or to speak on behalf of the authority. Any work being done, it says, is solely based on the approval of the Board of Commissioners and the Executive and on no other basis. The Board of Commissioners continues to be guided by its mandate and the requirement of the Act and will not allow any unauthorized entity or person to dictate the business of the authority, it said. A police officer attached to the Basson Street Police Station in the Port of Spain Division was charged following investigations into an incident in which a woman was allegedly physically removed from a police station. PC Aaron McLean was formally charged by acting woman corporal marshal for the offense of misbehavior in public office, following advice from the Office of the Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Joan Honor-Paul. The officer was also charged with assault occasioning bodily harm. According to police reports, around 1:40 a.m. on July 8, 2023, a woman went to the Basson Street Police Station to make a report. While at the reception area, the woman met two male officers. When the woman attempted to make a report, one of the police officers allegedly told her in an aggressive tone to return later to make the report. Shortly after, one of the officers allegedly grabbed her and forcibly removed her from the reception area onto the roadway. The woman was subsequently assisted by other police officers attached to the Basson Street Police Station, who took her to the Port of Spain General Hospital, where she received medical attention and a medical certificate was later obtained on her behalf. On July 13th, the victim made a report to the Professional Standards Bureau, and an investigation was immediately launched into the matter. Following extensive investigations by officers of the PSB, PC McLean was arrested on July 18th. You are listening to news on Power 102 Digital to 7 o'clock. ESPN soccer analyst Shaka Hislop is said to be okay and conscious after collapsing on air about 6 minutes before the kickoff of AC Milan's friendly match with Real Madrid at the Rose Bowl in California on Sunday, according to his co-host. Hislop was on camera alongside his co-host Dan Thomas, who was speaking during pre-match coverage when Hislop stumbled forward, bumped into Thomas, and fell to the ground, video shows. Thomas could be seen immediately calling for medical staff before the broadcast cut to commercials. He has recovered, commentator Adrian Healy said on the Sports Network broadcast of the match. I didn't see the incident, but I'm sure it was an alarming one. We've been told in definitive terms that he's okay. Shortly after the incident, Thomas tweeted that Shaka is conscious. The medics are looking after him.
Half-time then here at the Rose Bowl. It's AC Milan 2, Real Madrid 0, but that, of course, very much secondary to what happened ahead of the game. Obviously, my mate Shaka not here, but as it stands, it's good news. He's conscious, he's talking. He's apologised profusely. Not a man who likes people to make a fuss of him. Obviously, far too early to make any sort of diagnosis. But the important thing is that Shaka's conscious, and we spoke to his family as well, because you imagine seeing that happen live. There can't be many more things that can scare you amongst the family. But fortunately, we spoke to his wife, and things are looking okay. Silly Shaka. All right, then we'll be going back to the second half of this game here at the Rose Bowl. Thank you for all your love, and as it stands, Shaka looks like he'll be all right.
Straight into weather news for the period today till midnight. Trinidad and Tobago, partly cloudy to cloudy with occasional showers and the medium chance of the thunderstorm activity. Tonight will be partly cloudy with lingering showers over a few areas and the low to medium chance of the odd isolated thunderstorm. Street or isolated flash flooding and gusty winds are possible in the event of heavy downpours and thunderstorms. Look out for a forecast maximum temperature today of 30 degrees Celsius at Piarco International Airport and 31 degrees Celsius at Crown Point, Tobago. Currently is 25 degrees Celsius at both localities. Recapping your headlines to 7 o'clock, Jack Warner is scheduled to attend a joint political platform on Monday evening with UNC and NTA. Massey Energy confirms the body of deceased employee Alan Lane Ramkison is brought back from Colombia. A police officer is charged with assault occasioning bodily harm, and Shaka Hislop said to be okay after collapsing on air before a match between AC Milan and Real Madrid. I'm Afril Sintel Bab. That was news to 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. Look out for more news in detail at 12 noon and an update coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. For more details, log on to power102fm.com.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
All right. Thank you so much, Evie, for our news brief. Of course, our major news. We do have a news brief, and that's going to come up at 8 o'clock. Take a look what's happening traffic-wise. It's an odd one. If you're in Pinal, heading to the highway, you've got some traffic there. Then San Fernando, straight up to Chaguanas. It is slow going. All right. Rivulet Road, heading to Couva Point Lisas. That is also a bit heavy. Leaving Couva to Chase Village, you've got stop and goes. But after you pass Chaguanas, it pretty much is okay heading towards the interchange. La Horquita towards Piarco, Trin City towards Orange Grove, and heavier there towards Yui. Then you'll get a little reprieve, slow down by Aranguez, but heavier from Barrett Harrier heading into Port of Spain. Eastern Main Road is not too bad at all. All right, and out of Carnage, you've got some traffic there as well. Chaguanas Main Road, yeah, it's a bit sticky. All right, so that's a quick traffic update for you. Let's get back into our morning poll and our results. Got some polls, got some results, some answers during our 7 o'clock major news. CJ New York says no to the poll. Have a fantastic day. Beauty Culture also said no and good morning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get the results of our morning poll.
Richard?
Yeah, so I got my internet is kind of fluctuating this morning. I got 33. I got 33 people voting on the poll this morning. And of the 33 people, 28 people said no. They do not think that Jack Warner will have Carnival Beside win again. And 5 people said yes. So 33 people voting on the poll, 28 said no, 5 said yes. Of course, you can continue to vote on the poll throughout the day through all programming, and we'll give you a final result tomorrow morning, which will be Tuesday.
All right. For those of you celebrating birthdays today, happy birthday. My son's birthday was yesterday. My son and my nephew. Yesterday, of course, was Haile Selassie I's birthday too. So I know that those followers of the Rastafarian faith would have had something yesterday. I wasn't in, but I was briefly in Port of Spain for the cricket, and then I came up to Arima. So. But today looks like it'll be a rainy day. There was a very hard shower rain in Arima just now.
Yeah, it's raining in some parts of Trinidad and Tobago with thunder.
This is the incident again with that game with Shaka Hislop, where he lost consciousness for a brief moment. Wow. That really is a scary video, you know.
It is.
It really goes to show how people can go from healthy to supposedly unhealthy in just a split second.
Well, I'm sure he's probably undergoing a battery of tests.
Yeah.
Because that is not something you can take lightly. Suppose he was at the wheel of a car.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You understand?
Which has happened to some people, eh?
Yeah. So it is pretty scary.
Yeah. Thank God so far they said they're reporting he's all right, you know. And as the person who gave the report after at the halftime for the game, that he was embarrassed, So I could imagine him looking at this, looking at what happened, and say, Lord, how could that have ever happened to me, on public TV in front of hundreds, millions of people.
And now gone viral.
Yeah, and now gone viral. Wow. Something else. Anyway.
So what you're looking at me so for is on this weekend, Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. Theatre is back. We're on this weekend. So we are on at the Central Bank Auditorium. We haven't been there in a pretty long while. I must admit, we haven't been at the Central Bank. So Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. And of course, tickets are on sale at the Central Bank Auditorium from 12 noon to 6 p.m. today. Tickets are also available at all our usual outlets, Rombox in St. James, K Squared Fashions, which is upstairs on the second upper level in West Mall, the Pet Butler in Curep, Champlain Auto Services in Champlain, Friends of Marabella in Piaco Plaza, for those of you in the Trinity area, Jubilee Rawi in Tunapuna, Creme Fresh in Chagonas, and Tony's Florals in Valpark Shopping Plaza, for those of you in the Valpark Shopping Plaza area, and of course in the Arima area, Electronics in Arima. Yeah. So those are all of our outlets where you can get tickets. You're looking forward to it. It has been very grueling, and because we even had rehearsals over the weekend. So this weekend was non-stop work for me, so I really didn't have a weekend. But it's part of what we do. So why are you looking at me so for? What you're looking at me so for? That's on this weekend.
I saw there was a cancellation of a production at Napa because of some AC unit issue.
Yeah, the AC is down in Napa. I think you read that on the news headlines this morning too. I met this young lady who works at Lit station. Her name is, she goes by the sobriquet Nell.
Yeah.
She came to cricket at the Oval. I said, anybody ever? Well, I didn't ask if anybody ever tell her. I said, but you remind me of Whitney. She said everyone tells her the same thing. But she does have Whitney type personality, voice too, and everything, So I said, well, I'll give you a listen, So good morning, Nell from Lit.
I wanted to vent a little bit on the issue of the Ministry of Education. I remember was it Anthony Garcia or even the Minister of Education before? Why is it that the Ministry of Education tortures parents across Trinidad and Tobago every September with these ridiculous book lists, and that parents have to find money to buy books rather than having all of these books in the digital sphere? Why? Why can't students every year, whatever year you are in primary school, into secondary school, have your device? If you want to buy your books privately, that's your business. But the school provides digital copies of these books on whatever accredited device that you have, including if the school gives you the device. And that's where you get your books from and you read it from your device. Why do you have to go through this entire thing of booklets and people going and say, oh God, I don't know if I get any money, and parents arguing with parents and parents telling the father, I find the money, and oh Jesus Christ.
That's what parents say.
Policy, you would have to have a policy of ensuring every child has a device.
And have that policy, Paul?
I'm not saying no, I'm just saying that you have to have a policy of one, children having the devices, having the device, and that the devices are maintained.
Get it done. That's what schools abroad do. They have some magic formula that we don't have.
You trying to shut down a whole industry there. You're going to get in trouble for that.
No, come on. It's about the quality of life and making things easier for your citizenry. That's what you ultimately should be about.
Yeah.
Not making it more difficult. And it has become more difficult. Because in prior years, you used to get, parents used to get $1,000 per child to help buy books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
And I'm saying that rather than having to do that, every year you go into the school system, do you have a device? No, you don't. Here's your device. The books are already preloaded. Do you have a device? Yes, I do. Bring it in and we will preload the books on for you. These are the books that you're going to be using in Standard 3 or Form 4 or Form 2, whatever it is. If we are serious about transforming how we do and how we learn, then start acting like that.
I'm not going to allow you to beat me into a rant about the education ministry this morning. Because you know I could go on forever about that. Forever.
Yes,
I had a class reunion yesterday with my PhD cohort colleagues. It started off as 14 of us. 5 of us have finished and 8 more are in train because 1 person dropped out. And 2 of the 5 work in the education ministry after having attained a PhD and an EDS, which is a training in school psychology. And the levels of frustration that they expressed yesterday while trying to make a positive change in the education ministry, I tell you, don't beat me into the rant. Don't beat me into it. So much so, one is a principal and he can't wait to get out in December because of the frustration. And the other 2 who graduated got excellent jobs. They were recruited to California and making big money out. You know, they actually moved the families out. So we're talking about training people and we're just losing the talent because of the pure frustration working for the Ministry of Education.
Richard, somebody just fill up my inbox with all these digital books that I'm going to send for you. Because Adande is saying there are books that are digital. Principles of Accounts, the Caribbean Environment for CSEC, Geography, Understanding Biology, Economics for CSEC, Mathematics, Information Technology. All of these, Physics, PU Principles of Accounts. All of these he just sent for me via digital. And so I'm going to send them for you.
Right, but I don't need a book.
Is Richard the target? Richard is the target?
No, I'm just saying you were saying the books aren't digital, but they are.
I never said the books aren't digital.
You didn't say that, you know.
That's not what I'm saying. I am saying because you are in different platforms now, you can actually have people have devices and have these books. Whatever your book list is preloaded on those devices.
And I hear you on that, and I'm in agreement with that. So maybe that's the push we should make.
Yeah. So and children are logging around these mini suitcases in 2023. Come on, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. Come on.
I'm gonna send them.
And these are generations that grew up reading stuff online. Then it's not remote to them.
True, but is it an option?
I am not going to be baited into another rant in the education ministry this morning. Let go, play phone line, sir. I ain't anymore this morning. It's a Monday.
Yeah, that's good. We have some few calls coming in already. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Dr. Paul.
Good morning, my dear.
Good
morning, Ms. Abadi.
Richard.
Yeah,
so, my contribution, Richard, you have to understand as well, what about the service provided to certain areas in the country?
Well, Lord, if they're dependent on flow, they're in trouble.
Well, all of them...
No, that wouldn't really matter because the books would be preloaded.
Yeah, the books will be on the laptop itself.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people who can't afford these things, huh?
But that's why I said the policy has to go with ensuring each child and teacher has a device that's maintained.
And the other things what they look at, they take it for other things too. Just like when they had a laptop system, my son had a laptop he never used in school during the partnership. They got laptop in 2013, he got his, and that laptop remained home in his room, and it's still here. Actually, I'm looking at it now. With the red, white, and black thing. I'm looking at it right now. Never used that school. In fact, I started reading my papers on it. That's how I started reading my papers online from using that laptop just to get some work. Because other than that, it was just there doing nothing. Anyway, Wendell, to be honest with you, I had to agree with quite what Charles had last week. I had to be different because politics, yes, make strange bedfellows, but I cannot, for the life of me, understand if somebody could say so many cruel things about you, worse and cruel, and you responded likewise, and then another person says the same thing about you, and everybody hugging up and shaking and I don't know. I can't stomach that, Yeah. I'm a naive, Paul. I'm a naive, but let me tell you that I cannot feel. I feel nauseous when I think about it, and I don't care if it's politics or otherwise. So Gary Griffith said he has personal integrity, so he walked away from that time. So where is his personal integrity going now? Where is it now? So integrity has time and place. Is everything integrity? Everything has a different time and place. So that's words what people use: credibility, integrity. So it's only used conveniently.
It gone. All of them. It gone in the hatred for one man, Dr. Keith Rowley. Because Gary Griffith was on a platform saying he have no problem with the PNM. Is one man.
Yeah.
He said it.
Yeah. So the whole thing is, why is it that politics has to be so adversarial that you hate people, you have enemies, and then you're loving up that same person? I don't know if it was like boyfriend, girlfriend thing. I ain't like to tell you now. I will say what I just from out.
Well, that's different. At least at some point in time there was a physical connection that they say and a spiritual connection. But I don't know that there was that in that politics. Maybe it was, and we don't know.
The hypocrisy in that for me is too much, and that is why I cannot really, in all honesty, support political parties that just preach one thing and you telling me something like I dotish and saying something else and doing something else. I cannot do the same because I'm an independent thinker, and if I see that way, I done with that. I don't want no part of that. So you all have a wonderful day.
All righty. Thank you. Have a great day yourself. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
My response to the poll is yes, it could help. And I'm considering what the caller just now said about if someone can say something about you and then, you and that person friends now. If you go back to recording to what Obika said about the Prime Minister and look at now, so it's the same thing. I have heard Obika spoken about PNM and the Prime Minister. Very, very disgusting.
Good point.
But we made that point. You're not making any new point. We made that point. I said I blocked him because of some of the things he used to say back then.
Okay, then.
I made that point too.
That is politics. That is the nature of politics.
Well, for some people, yeah, I guess.
Very good point.
That's my point.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
Richard, I want to engage with you a minute. I'm with you on the idea of the online books, the soft copy books. However, I'm looking at how are because when they said it, you're going to be shutting down a whole industry there. So are we looking at, okay, if a book is $500, the parents still has to pay at least $100 for the online books? Because I would imagine transferring it to digital copy, transferring hard copy books to digital, somebody has to do it, somebody has to get paid.
What usually happens is the Education Ministry pays a subscription for copyright use of the material. So they would option the rights, for example, Mathematics 101 by Richard Abubasing, and they'd pay him for 100,000 digital copies of that for a number of years.
I see.
That's how it generally works in other areas.
So then these digital books will not be able to be handed down to anybody because it's just good for a couple.
Well, no, as I said, the ministry paid for a number of years. So if the book is kept for 3 years and used because people upgrade books, the digital copy will come to the student coming into the form at the time.
So it'll be free for the children and totally free. The ministry would have
should be because digital copies are normally cheaper than, more inexpensive than hard copies.
I got it. I got you. I understand. Thank you very much for the information.
All right. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes. I want to just say something. Looking at our politics, right? And I don't think that people really understand what is happening here. Now, these among the little groups that is coming together that do not have a synced manifesto, that where everybody are on their own vendetta, everybody just want to get out Rowley, and everybody have their own personal. God forbid, if they come together and the realization hit now to run a country, and everybody now have to now compromise, lean certain way to deal with it. How them going and deal with it? You tell me that is going to work?
But Paula, we had that experience already. We had it already.
That they're picking up. Pick up this one, and then put these set of people like scraps of leather to build a shoes. Tobago right now is experiencing that. And they're not that big. International, liaison internationally, local international, liaison our local affairs, international and investors and all. How them coming to these kind of things? If you're running a country, not a parlor, running a country, not fixing a street light and fixing a drain, It is not that, there's a lot of things that have to have these set of little people picking up all about and say they make out just because of their own vendetta, their grievance to think Rowley. That is all they want, We heading for chaos that happen here, Serious problem.
I hear you, and I could, and whoever you are partial to, you may see that may influence your worldview. But if you're looking at it from an objective point, that's what democracy is about, Democracy
is about, sir.
Democracy is about people.
You have to have method in your
democracy is ultimately about people fighting for power. That's ultimately what it is. And it's often coded in terms that are adversarial. So if you're in the United States, you have the Democrats and the Republicans who are both demonized from the opposite sides in terms of what they consider their respective agendas. And it's because of that struggle for power.
But so if you look at the foreign politics, our politics, it is not that personal in the way as to how it is here. They have.
Are you crazy? It gets very personal. And in fact, it's more personal when you are going up in the United States. They grill your whole bio. They do in-depth investigations of you. It is in fact, it is more personal than in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, we will be on the level of Pekong and making jokes on the platform and making a certain amount of that kind of ribaldry, so to speak. But it's the nature of democracy. Trinidad and Tobago is no different.
Yes, but I find that the people that is there, they don't have a lot of the people that is there, when I say personal, what I mean is, it is about their own self. It is not about country, it's about their own self.
Yeah.
And that is the issue. Now, for example, people in the US and things, a lot of them although they're on different sides, but things that is good for the country, they stand for. And they do. Here is not that, Here is a different thing where people with personal issues and small issues, that is what it is. And that is the difference.
If you ask any politician, and if you ask politicians on the UNC side, if you ask politicians from the NTA, and if you ask politicians from the People's National Movement, they're going to say they're about country. They're going to say they're patriots.
Hello. No, Richard, you're wrong. Richard, you're wrong. Because Mrs. Prasad Bissessa is on record as saying this is party first, not country. She's on record as saying that.
She's but one person. But there are many people that you could ask in the UNC that will say the same thing.
But let me show you something. Mr. Gary Griffith, I could remember how he's the man who was talking about mustard and ketchup. And let me tell you something. He's the man who talked about Kamala Prasad and Mrs. Wasn't in office, she don't be in office. She weekend is a Friday or Wednesday and whatnot. And he worked with Mr. Manning, Mr. Robinson, and none of them are working. She's the hardest working prime minister. And that I can't believe that I was up on a platform and say that.
Yep, that is the level of hypocrisy. That is the level of hypocrisy that I was talking about this morning, caller. And guess what? If Dr. Rowley called Gary Griffith tomorrow and say, brother man, you know what? Let me bury this hatchet. We'll consider you back as commissioner of police. You will see how fast he jump off that UNC train.
Yes, that is what I'm talking about when I say personal. And let me tell you something. In my opinion, Gary ain't nothing about country. Nobody listen to him and whatnot. Mr. Gary would have thing with crime and yeah, but Mr. Gary want to be a person unto himself. He respects nobody. He want to just be on his own to do. You can't rely. You have to respect the office. You have to respect the people in it. You have to do that, but he don't want that. What he want to do is to run on his own and just do whatever he thinks. In his mind, he thinks is right. And put it according to the law. We can't run. This is madness, you know? Yeah. This is chaos in all them people chunking, and we talking about democracy. And that is what we just hide behind and say, well, this is democracy, you know, and that is how it is. That is not serving us. You fix my street, and you fix my drain, and you fix my... That is not doing anything for me in respect to investors coming in the country to further my life, to further the country. It is not doing that. We're talking about the democracy. That is what we go on with democracy. And say
you're going up for local government elections, you know, and that's what they do. They fix lights and they fix pavements. If you're talking in national elections, that's a separate conversation. That's a separate conversation. You're mixing apples and grapes.
But you know, UNC platform, UNC and platform is nothing about local. Their platform is nothing about local elections, you know, Richard.
I don't think you
because they're treating it as a referendum on the People's National Movement.
Yep.
But let's not be twisted. A councillor who working in the Arima Borough Corporation who can't fix my road is going to get blasted from the burgesses in that area. They don't want your councillor talking to the IMF. That's the Minister of Finance job.
Correct.
So don't mix it up.
No, I don't think.
And it might not be important for you to get the road fixed, but it's damn well important for me.
That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
what you said, sir.
Like fixing
that
the
is
road.
what you said. You don't care about no street light. You don't care about no pavement. You care about investors coming into the country. And I'm saying the local government elections those are not the people that are going to be talking to Moody's, talking to international investors. So you're mixing up stuff that is not relevant.
Well, Richard, under reform, hopefully.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Under the reform. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, caller.
Reform, hopefully, heads of corporations and so on will be so minded to take a kind of worldview in their own little municipality.
Wendell, they cannot even fix a blasted road called Sanchez Street, not Sanchez Street, Sozano Street, which is one of the main thoroughfares in the borough of Arima. And as taxis, cars, everybody turn on Sanchez Street, which is the center of Arima. There is a giant pothole that previous councillors, the current ponytail mayor, and everybody else is passing, and it cannot be fixed. And you all want to talk to me about what? Investors and worldview? Give me a break. Let me come off.
Richard, honestly, I feel sorry for you all in Arima, and it don't look like it will improve based on the list that I see there. It does not look like it will improve. I'm sorry, I should offer myself in Arima instead. But I'm sorry, it don't look good for you.
You get the man vexed into the log off, yes.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, morning, Tina.
Richard Logoff.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. No.
Go on.
I see you were looking for excuse to log off with Rena, you know.
Well, this is why I call in too.
Somebody tell him, hey, Cindy tell him, Mrs. R tell him, hey, boy, forget him, rain falling, come.
Somebody must be telling, hey, where you looking at this for? Come,
log off, boy. Yeah, I don't run them on their foolishness, Understand? Some of them tell them, hey, make a excuse and log off there, because I have things for you to do here.
Was that dramatic? Did
It
worked.
Hello, it's the same way I feeling because this is weather for young ducks.
What?
Weather for what?
Young
ducks. Is weather
ducks.
for young ducks, you said it? Is weather for young ducks, you said it?
Is young gun, she said?
Yes.
Or young duck?
Weather for young gun, you're saying was
Young ducks. You hear differently. Your ears have a different kind of hearing because hear what? And don't mind if there's a little snow on the roof. There's still fire in the furnace.
Yes. Lord, what will you start this morning?
This is weather. Well, oh God, we got quarrel about the foolishness that taking place all the time. People just brain sharing with Dr. Rowley and they want Dr. Rowley out and Dr. Rowley must go. He ain't going nowhere unless God says so. So why you fighting over that? The brain sharing and all the man rat and them not going to be able to live in one hole. That is all my story this morning. I have nothing more to say about them.
All right.
I know it's plenty man rat coming together.
Strongy there, Strongy going out.
Same hole.
Strongy going out?
No. Strongy right here.
So she right like he right up and she right there,
Right
there.
That's why I said it's weather for young ducks. So go on and have a good day.
Bye.
Yes, your voice.
Richard,
drink your
coffee. Richard,
yes.
Drink coffee.
Yes, you're very right. I need some coffee.
He actually drinking water just now, man.
I'm
drinking coffee. I am having coffee.
Go back to your morning task.
I'll go on. Bye.
Bye, Zena. Morning, Shamin. Shamin must be getting good kicks days. Shamin love to listen to hear Zena.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm so wary of all these political parties. I'm so wary of UNCP and whoever. And all we need in this country is people to just fix things. Fix roads, fix lights, fix something to live for and with properly. That's all we want in Trinidad and Tobago. And all could continue to fight as politicians. Thank you.
Did she just do an ad for Philip there?
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. God bless you. Good morning.
Good morning, caller in New York.
Yeah. Hi, good morning. Good morning. My issue is just a simple one. And on Friday, Thursday into Friday morning at 2:36 a.m., I listened to the Senate. And I think there seems to be a lack of trust among parliamentarians between the independent opposition and the government, which is quite understandable. What is puzzling to me is the independent senators during the committee stage. They are proposing amendments to the current bill that they were debating. In the debate or in the committee stage, the minister gave certain commitments that he is going to undertake at a given time. For example, towards the end of the year, he will give a commitment as to what I think the Senator Paul who made that proposal, or all of the other senators. But what I find strange is when the government agree to the amendment and it is brought to a vote, they seem to be they either abstaining or they are against it, which I find is really puzzling. I mean, my God, you bring an amendment, the government adopts to the amendment, it is brought to the vote. You would expect them to vote for the amendment, but they either abstaining or they vote against it. So it tells me that there seems to be a level of distrust between the government, the independent bench, and the opposition. And if that is so, it looks as though we will never get any good pass in the parliament. I mean, God bless, and I'm listening to your opinion and in your comments about my observation in the Senate on Thursday. until
All right, thank you, New York.
4 members of the independent bench voted with the government. 3 abstained and 2 voted against the amendment. All right, those were the results in the Senate last. Or of course, all the 6 opposition members voted against it. So it was 6 and 3, 6 and 2, 8 voted against, 19 voted for, and 3 members abstained. Am I correct with that, Kong Paul?
I think you're close. I can't remember the exact numbers.
Yeah. Well, 6 and 2, 6 opposition, and 2 independents voted against it. 3 independents abstained. And then it would have been 4 independent and 15 government senators voted for. So 19, 3, and 8, or 19, 8, and 3. That was the vote count.
All right, we have another call. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. I just want to let Richard know that I'm not hearing the birds anymore. Probably he needs to give them some Johnson's bird tonic and lots of walking. Richard, take my advice.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Pilar.
No, that's Mr. Gomes.
I mean, Mr. Gomes. Good morning.
Hi, morning. Morning, guys.
Morning, Sonny.
The issue with the textbook. I, for the past 20-something years, have worked with publishers, worked with and for publishers. And the textbook rental thing flopped because of lack of payment. Actually, there's several publishers still being owed money as far as 2012, right? Now, before COVID, what I could remember, publishers were asked to submit current textbooks to the TMU, which is the Textbook Management Unit, which is on the 14th floor. So submitted, they went through, they had did up reports and stuff. From what I could remember, I think they had a few issues with publishers. Well, one of the issues, main issue, the copyright law never mentioned, I think, ebook. So I think that needed to be sorted out. Also,
I think they did that. They did that because they passed an amendment. I forget the International Digital Agency, but they did that last year or year before.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't aware of that. Also, publishers don't actually have the rights for the ebook. They register it out, and it's something that has to be licensed every year. Will have to be re-licensed. Now, we were joking amongst ourselves that it's a perfect system, but not for a public servant to handle, because you have to be on your P's and Q's with it. And you can't have Joe Sixpack from Canopia not showing up on the day he's supposed to work, on the day he's supposed to do this, and then the whole system's fall down. But as it is, publishers work for the actual ebook system coming on stream. Because if I don't know if you notice, if you have a textbook on in front of you right now and you flip it over, I am 90% of the books have where you can go to get the ebook. And when you go on that, the ebook actually is cheaper than the actual text. Because publishers are for it. Because with an ebook, you know what does not happen? Dead stock. And every publisher, every bookstore, if you go to the warehouse, you will see dead stock.
And you know why? Because very often they add 2 lines in 3 chapters and they want to update the whole book.
Right. So bookstores,
because publishing is about money.
Yeah,
well, this is the 5th edition. You have to get the 5th edition. And the 5th edition is just 3 lines change in the book.
3 lines change in 2 chapters.
Yeah.
Not for everything, because for an Atlas, for the Phillips Atlas, the difference between the editions would be South Sudan, exists now, and I have to think about 4 other countries. So that you can't call that a small thing. That's a big issue. One book has Sudan, and then the next book has North Sudan, South Sudan. It's not. That's people lives you're talking about. But I do understand. I don't know what's the whole up, because even when Mrs. Manning was the Minister of Education, she had smart classes. Samsung came down. A lot of schools, they're not even using it. They don't even have internet.
Because
and that's when she was paving the way forward to this.
Because there is no definitive overarching policy and direction in that regard. It comes across ad hoc. It comes across as if this Minister of Education wanted it and was moving in a certain direction. Another Minister of Education come and all of a sudden, me don't care about that too much, or whatever takes place. And then another one comes and another one comes. So the overarching policy that streamlines a process that you want to get from A to B is non-existent.
And here the thing, my daughter who just finished her master's, even at UE, it's happened. I bought a case study book about some psychology of repeat offenders or some kind of thing like that. It's just the size of a novel, and I paid $2,750 for it.
Yikes.
And when she tried to sell it the next semester, they just study. And so
because textbook writing is a whole industry by itself.
You know, we're discussing the same topic for the last 20, 25 years, right?
And it wouldn't change.
Yeah.
It's not going to change.
But if you speak to anybody in the ministry, ask them about the textbook management unit. I don't want to call, there are a couple people there. I don't want to call their names, but all the groundwork was laid. They even send back a report saying this book, there are too much purple in it, so take out too much purple. They had people talking about which colors are good, which thing. This is like 2 or 3 years this thing was done. Textbook management. The groundwork is already laid. I don't know what is keeping it back.
All right. Thank you. Not so sunny San Fernando.
Yeah.
All right.
Pouring rain again in Arima. Now start again. Hard. Let us see if can disappear. Yep. Of course. Well, you know, I'm still hopeful the rain is going to save India today. It looks like, you know, because West Indies was going to make that. They were going to make those runs. So I believe the rain is actually saving India today. Can't get more optimistic than me. Richard,
you're not optimistic, but Jack and Kamala told you.
Oh, please, no. Jack wanna go in there to finish off the work he see. They thought they had finished off. He going back to finish it off now. And Gary Griffith might have had a chance, but he has lost all credibility now. You hugging up with Annie Roberts and no. Please. So even if he was making it, because I'm going to tell you something, he campaigning with every single candidate. Them candidates, they are not go out by themselves because nobody ain't coming out to them. But because they're seeing Gary people coming out, he on every walk. He looked like he needed to. He looked a little sizable these days. So every day he sends these videos of him walking about. Of course, he's the center of attraction in all these videos. And sometimes you're seeing 3 and 4 blue jays. You ain't seeing who they're greeting, I wish him all the best. But he has basically whatever little credibility he might have come out of the UNC with, out of the People's Partnership with, he is now losing it because of his hatred is a strong word, but his clear dislike for Dr. Rowley with whatever happened between them, he just making it so obvious now.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I'm glad I got Wendell before he left. Wendell?
I'm here.
I wanted to say this to you, but I didn't get on Friday. I think it was, the last time before Friday was there Wednesday. And as Superintendent Alexander will say, you made yourself a soft target by announcing for who it is. I don't know if it's Richard who asks you if you're going by your place and what time you will be there, and you said it out on air.
I have no problem with that, Mr. Martin.
No, with Wendell, listen, I want you on the air for a very long time. You bring balance in the program. And you know how it is go these days with these people. So I know you said you was held up already, so I don't want it happening again. Try your best. Don't announce when you go in, when you're going to reach, what, just go. Right? That's what I say. I needed to tell you that. Okay.
All right. No, I appreciate the concern, but my place is on the Western Main Road. I can't hide.
Yes. So just be careful. I want to deal with Paul. Paul, I heard, I remember hearing, I don't know, I just mix the voices up. I don't know if it's Big Guy, if it's Sonny San Fernando, one of them men told you before the Senate meet to deal with this local government thing. Telling you about and vote and where you go vote and wherever. And when I heard Paul abstain, I say, Lord, I say, like Paul was afraid to cast a vote based on what this man said to him. I say, like, you're afraid you get a bashing the next day? Because Paul, won't you the only person abstain?
No, two others abstain.
Oh, two others abstain? Oh, but when I heard Paul abstain, I say, wow. Anyway, the choice is yours. And if you choose not to vote, whether yes or no, but
Mr. Martin, are you suggesting that Paul Richards is afraid of Big Guy from Far Rockaway?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Was intimidated by his comment last week and abstained from voting. Are you suggesting that on national radio here this morning?
Yes. When I hear him, I say, oh God, boy, them one of them men who said what they say. I said, Lord, Paul must be saying, God, then go give me an easy time. But you abstain, so you know when you abstain, is either, I interpret abstaining is neither for
oh my God.
Paul can come across as many things, but he never come across as a scaredy cat to me.
Well, I just say that based on when I hear he abstain, I say, wow. Anyway, you see Jack Warner, I don't know. Miss Camilla Prasad Bisesa is in a desperate move right now. I don't understand. Yes, I heard Paul saying this morning, Daisy season and this and this hug up and this love up. The whole weekend, you know, man, them radio station only Legoing video or not video, audio on what tape with Jack say. I and all as a woman ashamed. I say, Lord Jesus, Jack Warner went down there and talk about rich me. Oh God, I say no.
He called the woman the L word.
Yes.
He called her L word on a public platform.
I never heard that one. I say, oh jeez, you. Well, boy.
What L word? Loving?
Basil Pandey words coming to pass. Politics have a morality I told. Really? But you know, I want to ask one thing. Did anybody, these reporters, I don't know now, they really is armchair journalists, some of them. Anybody ever asked, well, who was the Minister of National Security item? I think it was Jack Warner. And Miss Bisesa as leader, as Prime Minister. What was the reason Gibbs and Iwatsky was sent packing back to Canada? Anybody ever asked that question? Because right now, I don't know why those two men left. Up to now, I wish somebody, no, she doesn't want to face the press, but all was she talking about security and the country and with this and with that. You had two men you brought in from Canada and they just pack up and left.
No. They didn't just pack up and leave. They get a nice golden handshake and then they pack up and leave.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, they break the contract. How it is.
Yeah, well, no, I think that was the contractual terms that they would have had to be satisfied with, because the state was breaking the contract.
Yeah.
The state, of course, and once you break a contract, you have to pay me.
And they did pay them.
Wow. Yes, of course. They smile all the way to Canadian Bank, just like the bully export Tim Gopi Singh brought in. And today we still having fight and bullying in school. smile all the way to a Boston Bank. Lord, let me tell you something. In this country, I will keep saying it. Keelan Francis will have to rewrite that calypso. We're not mighty, we jokey. And you know why I'm saying that? Well, I heard the officer he was suspended. The one who run the woman out of the station.
Yeah.
Really?
Thank you, Digger Martin.
No, all you we jokey. Y'all have a good day, reach home safe.
Yeah. All righty. Yeah, that's a heck of a story. Unbelievable.
You know,
Right.
I heard about it. I didn't see it, but there was video?
I didn't see a video. I just got a text on it.
I may go back into hiding. I'm so frightened I have to go back into hiding. You'll have a great day. Bye. Oh my God. Bye.
Listen, Richard, I just wanted to watch Paul's face as he watch that. Don't you think he deserves to be on who you're looking at? So
what you're looking at, Miss
What
Ofo.
you're looking at, Miss Ofo. You don't think he deserves that?
Somebody messaged and say he afraid to be called eat a food again too. So that's why he abstain.
All right. Wendell is sticking around. What you doing?
No, I have
no cricket today, so
I'm going to the Oval to see West Indies win the match.
you're going to the Oval to watch rain fall.
Well, but I'm going close by then. I'm sticking close to the Oval soccer thing. You know? So
All
folks, have a wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God.
Absolutely. And of course, that is on this weekend. Just reminding you what you're looking at Miss 04 is on this weekend. We are back at Central Bank Auditorium, Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. It's our first place since This Little Piggy is Tired. And of course, looking forward to it. The box office at Central Bank Auditorium opens from 12 noon today, 12 noon to 6 p.m. And of course, every day henceforth as we head towards the show on the weekend. Have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing. And remember to smile and laugh. It's good for your health wherever you are on the planet. Have a great one.
All right, gentlemen, do have a good day until tomorrow morning. We chat with you guys live again. Folks, let's get into our 8 o'clock news brief.
This is your news bulletin